It says I am live. Hello, my friend, my magical friend. Today, Tuesday's chat, we are trying something new and exciting. We are coming to you live through StreamYard. So bear with us. I am, Neely's here. She says hi. So I am assuming you can hear me. I'm assuming you can see me. And how does it get even better than that? And then I'm going to try and keep an eye on all the comments. And StreamYard may ask you for permission so I can see you. And then that's up to you to choose to do that or not. Hello, my friend Keisha. We are live. Keisha and I have been playing with StreamYard and Facebook all afternoon. And it's been actually a lot of fun. And we've learned lots of new things. So thank you, my friend, for joining me live today. I'm Dr. Andy. And today on Tuesday Chat, how does your animal have your number / Summer of Superpowers and / the zone. So we've got a few things to cover. And first we're going to talk about the Dr. Andy's World replay, which was actually Dr. Andy's Animal Magic back in the day, right? That show was recorded August 2014, 6 years ago. Blows my mind. And I listened to it. That's my commitment to this summer break of Dr. Andy's World, is I'm going to listen to these. I'd never go back and listen to myself. You think looking at photos of yourself is weird? Try listening to yourself. And I went and listened. And I had forgotten some of these stories. And I have forgotten, and I don't, does your animal have your number? And it's just a fun flashback way back. Yeah, way back, right, Keisha? And we were on the show, we were talking about Coco. I had forgotten about Coco and her owner and my dear friend, and how she just controlled her owner utterly. Utterly. And what if they have your number? Oh, here, I'm going to put this up on the screen and see if Keisha can help Neely with this. This is pretty cool in StreamYard. Hang on, watch this. I do that. She's got captions. I don't know what to do with that. How cool is that? Maybe Keisha will have an idea. I don't have a clue, but it's a great picture. Look at that great picture of Neely. And who is that with the ear? Is that Sparkle? No, not Sparkle. Come on, she'll tell me. I know this. All right, I'm gonna go back to my live. And I apologize if I got the talk wrong. Oh. Anyway, does your animal have your number? And what if they do have your number? What if they all have our numbers? And what if you just acknowledge it? So I had a client in the other day, and giant schnauzer, and she could see my husband packing up the car for him to go off to work, and she's barking her fool head off. And to get her to stop, Mom hands her cookies. Okay. We could go into, is she rewarding? I'm gonna get rid of that again. I'm gonna hide that again. Angel, that's right, Angel. Thank you, Neely. Sorry, I apologize, Angel. That's right. I knew that. I did know that. Okay. And you can get into the argument, are you rewarding poor behavior, but you stopped barking? And then, so, I don't know, 90 seconds went by. She looks out the window. I don't even know if he was still there or not, but she decides to bark. And then she looks back at Mom and looks down at the cookie pouch. And it's like, cookies? I just barked. Shouldn't I get cookies? Mom gave her cookies. And I go, you're aware of that, right? And she's like, oh, yeah, I don't care. I just want her quiet. Cool. So what if all of our animals have our numbers? And what if you just acknowledge that that is what is going on? She's like, right now, I just want her quiet. Cool. And what if acknowledging what is can create the change you're looking for with your animals, or just acknowledging what is? just so everybody's on the same page. Okay. Oh, and yeah, by the way, Jax, my big standard, not the little standard that we call Puddle, he had me hand feeding him at the end, and it drove my husband nuts. And I'm like, he has my number. What's the big deal? I know this. We're just gonna acknowledge that this makes him happy, and I don't mind it. And how does it get even better than that? And what if acknowledging what is creates the space and the change you're looking for? Not sure what's going on with the captions. I'm not going to worry about it. I'm going to expand out and see what else is possible with that. Okay. So, does your animal have your number? If you have not listened to that replay, head over to inspiredchoicesnetwork.com. It's August 2014. Check out just how different and just how much of it is actually the same. I was actually shocked. I'm like, I'm going to listen to this at 6 years old. It's going to be so awful. I'm going to be, hey, it was pretty good listening. I actually liked it. I forgot a few things and, remembered a few things. So how does it get even better than that? So how does your animal have your number is the name of that replay podcast. We're on break. From Dr. Andy's World. We're gearing up for season 3. That will premiere on September 4th. Just an FYI. So how does your animal have your number? And what if, let's just say, your animal has your number? And what if acknowledging what is allows for space and change? And what if that, we're going to kind of swing into the summer of superpowers. What I really wanted to talk about today was the zone. And I talk about it here and there. It's a tool that from Access Consciousness that I have used for years that I got to say, I'm going to admit it, I don't remember to talk about very often. And this week, with having the animal having your number and acknowledging what is, I'm like, we can kind of swing it into the zone. And I had a client in this week, and she was talking about her Australian Shepherd that she has been working with a behaviorist walking on leash. And I hear this complaint a lot, walking on leash, aggression on leash. They're fine at the dog park. They're fine at the house, but you put them on the leash and we get this. And what if that has more to do with the person holding the leash than the dog that it's clipped to? I'm going to throw that into your worlds. Because we always go to what's wrong with the dog. And the zone you can play with cats and birds and horses and cows and all of that. It is that place in the animal's head that is peaceful. And when we get contracted, when we go into worry, they go into, oh God, what's up? Oh God, what am I missing? Oh God, what do I need to handle because they can't handle it because they're too contracted? And we contract the zone that we have. Ours is different than the animals, but we get contracted. And then they get preoccupied with our contraction and they're not peaceful in their zone anymore. So what if Healy's like, it's never the dog. Neely said it. Just saying. Here, let me see if I'll pop it up here. I love this little tool. This is so fun. I'm playing with this. See? Well, I wasn't going to the dumb ones, but there it is. And what if the animal is never the problem? I'll just throw that question into your world. But they're always treated as the problem. And so this gal, when she rescued this dog, I think she said he's now 6, and she wanted that dog to go everywhere with her, and it's slowly gotten worse and gotten worse and gotten worse. And she's been working with a behaviorist, and it's gotten worse and it's gotten worse, whatever it is. We didn't go into it. I was actually seeing one of her other dogs for body work, for a chiropractic adjustment. And now he's on Prozac. And what if there's that missing element to your training, that missing element to your healthcare, that missing element to your animals in general, which is the energy that you be. So what happens when you go on a leash, walk? That was weird. When you go on a leash, when you go on a walk with a leash, and you know what's going on in your world, you're having a bad day at work, you're very contracted, you're really upset at a friend because you got into an argument and you're contracted, and you're in your zone of awareness, your space is really crunchy and really contracted, and they pick up on the what's up, what's wrong, what do I need to handle, because you're in no shape to handle. And they offer a behavior that is not cool. We don't like it. They lunge at another dog as you go by. They lunge at a person when you go by. They're barking their full heads off. And now, the next walk you go on, you're worried that they're going to show that behavior again. So you contract even more into your place of worry. They go into more of, oh my God, what's wrong? What should I worry about? What am I missing? What do I have to handle because my person can't handle it? And what if, I know, what if it's so simple and so easy, so much ease to expand out? So I do this exercise on the radio show, the podcast, quite a bit. I do it with my clients quite a bit, but we're just going to expand out, and then we're going to step into the zone in a second. Okay, we're going to expand out as big as the room you're in. One of your superpowers. What if your superpowers was to check in with yourself and expand out if you're contracted? It's as easy as this. Expand out as big as the room you're in. Expand out as big as the town you're in, the city you're in. Expand out as big as the state. As big as the country. Now we're going to expand out as big as the world. We're going to go forward and back, up and down, all the way through the earth to the other side, both sides. And usually here, your being takes a breath. So what if your being doesn't like to be crammed in and contracted into your body? What if your being is a lot bigger than your body? And now we're going to expand out 100,000 miles beyond that. And whenever you're feeling grumpy, crunchy, ick, what would it take for you to remember to expand out? And just run through that exercise really simple. And once you do it, you can do it really fast. As big as the world, as big as the universe, and 100,000 miles beyond that. And what if you, being the space, just the space, being a space, creates ease for your animals, namely your dogs on leash. This can also be used if you're riding horses, and that may be a different conversation. Same quote unquote concept, same tool, but here we're going to talk about dogs on leash. Okay, so you're getting ready to go for that walk, right? We're expanding out. Now, this is a muscle you'll have to build. Let's play with tapping into your animal zone. How big is the zone? How little is the zone? Is it a few blocks? Is it a few miles? Is it 10 miles? And what if your sensitive animals, your anxiety animals, have a really big zone that you are not occupying? And so when you are not being enough space, they are constantly concerned about the what's up, what am I missing, what do I handle because my person can't handle it, energy, which shows as anxiety, shows as poor behavior, shows that we need to be put on an antidepressant. So let's play, okay? Pick an animal, someone in your pack, horse, dog, cat, don't care. Let's tap into them and see, get a sense. This is just a sense, and you can't do this wrong, get a sense of their zone, their zone of awareness, their zone of space. What are they tapped into? Are they tapped into just the house? Are they tapped into the house and the yard? Are they tapped into, you know, a 2-block radius, a 2-mile radius? Huh? Do your alpha females tap into more than your, you know, your males that aren't in charge of as much? Yes, Keisha. And she says, Jeepers, here, I'm going to put it up here. Oh, wait, there you go. Jeepers, how many people do we see walking their dog with their face in their phone? You may have that dog you can do that with. You may not. And how much ease on a walk can you have if you do take your face out of the phone? Expand your being, tap into their zone, tap into their peace, and then ask, how much do I have to match my zone to theirs? Or just ask, match my zone to theirs. And the more you do this, let me get rid of that. Hang on, maybe. Right? The more you'll get a sense of. You have a big dog with a smaller zone. He's not, you know, he or she's not that concerned with what's going on. They don't mind living in an apartment. Cool. And then you have maybe a smaller dog that has this ginormous zone, and he or she is so concerned with a mile radius of what's going on. And putting them in an apartment without a yard where they have that space could go, quote unquote, horribly wrong. But back to walking that dog. And so the client that had this dog, we were talking about, I'm like, what energy is required of you? Is your dog asking of you that you are not being, that if you would be it, would change everything? And what a part of that is expand my zone to match theirs. Expand my zone to match theirs and go 2 inches farther. That energetic sense that you are handling things, that you have their back. What if it is simple and powerful superpower that you could implement on your next walk with your animals? And what if you're walking 4 dogs like I do? Which zone do you match the one that's the biggest? You overlap them all. Because what if overlapping them is actually more contributory? It's a bigger contribution if you overlap them just a little bit. And then you have a partnership going out into the world on each end of that leash. She also said something, it's just been getting worse. She's been doing the behaviorist and it just kept getting worse. Because there are pragmatic tools. And what if there's this energy that our animals are asking us to be, that if we're not going to be it, or we're not aware that we can be it, or we're just discounting it utterly, all the tools, all the science-based dog training in the world's only going to get you so far. And if as soon as you walk out that door, you're worried about what you're going to encounter, that's going to contract you, contract your zone, and they're going to go into, oh my God, what's up? What am I missing? What do I have to handle here that I can't handle? And you are unaware that you should be handling it energetically. And what if you start playing with this? Oh, good. Neely figured out the captions. And what if you started playing with this and you started getting senses of the zones of your animals, and you started walking through the world with this expanded zone? With this expanded zone. And you became aware of what you need to handle for you. What if our animals are just the catalyst of what our life and living could be like? And what are they asking you to be that if you would be it would change everything? So, summer of superpowers. Kind of like a downer superpower today, huh? Kind of heavy, kind of like, oh, do I really want to look at that? How much easier is it just to blame the dog? How much easier is it just to give them a pill? And what if these talks, these Tuesday chats, these superpowers of summer, the podcast and the consciousness that I love and I keep talking about in the world is going to ask more of you. And who's in? Who's in with me? Okay, so yes, so we talked about the replay on Dr. Andy's World, aka Dr. Andy's Animal Magic, because that show was August 2014. If you haven't checked it out, check it out. It was lots of fun. How does your animal have your number? It should actually, okay, good. Keisha says she's in. Thank you, Keisha. And I know with the StreamYard, we have a little bit of a delay. So I hope this is working for most of you. We're having a lot of fun playing with technology. Okay, so how does your animal have your number? It really should be retitled, Your Animal Has Your Number. Now, what do you do with it? What if you just acknowledge what is? And what if acknowledging what is still allows for choice, which kind of parlayed us into Summer of Superpowers. We're going to talk about these superpowers that are easy and simple, and you can walk out the door and quote unquote implement with your animals instantaneously and see what changes. Surfing that big old learning curve. Neely says she's in. Yay! So Summer Superpowers. Last week was interesting point of view. I have that point of view. Creating space. Talk about space. And now we're talking about the zone, which is that place in the animal's head of peace. And then and then expand it out. Just ask for your zone to match their zone and go just a couple inches farther. So superpower of magnitude, simpleness, and you will probably forget it. Write it down. Write it down, stick it by the leash. Write it down, put it in the car. Write it down where you need to be playing with this muscle, playing with this superpower to see how you can have this zone with your animals and then beyond into your life and living. I just whacked my ring on the table. Oh. All right, my friends. And peeps, Keisha's always got my back. I love you. And peeps can get reminders for these chats every Tuesday. Every Tuesday, I'm here, Dr. Andy Harper's page, 4:05 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. I'm going to put this up here. I just think this is fun. Look at this great picture. Actually, the computer's opposite. It's really weird. Can get reminders for this chat too. We're Summer of Superpowers. We're going to have another superpower next week. So we've already done interesting point of view. We're talking about the zone. Next week will be a surprise. It always is. And you can get reminders for these. You can get those notifications in the comments below. Write remind, right? Remind. And then you'll get the reminders for the call, for the Tuesday chats. And we are using Spotbot for that. More technology. And all your points of view about technology. And how much of a contribution it really truly can be. So I think that's it. I think that's all I got today. I want to thank you, my magical friend, for joining me today. Again, how does your animal have your number? You can listen to that replay on inspiredchoicesnetwork.com. We have another replay coming up this Friday. It's 3 p.m. Mountain Standard Time on Inspired Choices Network. And what if all we ever need to do is acknowledge what is truly what is? And then if we acknowledge what is and expand out, find your animal zone, how much more peace can we create for our animals and for ourselves? Okay. Any other? Yay, Spotbot. Yes. Spotbot is teaching us a lot too. All right, my friends. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for joining me today. I will see you next Tuesday. And until then, how much fun can you have with your animals? Mwah. Bye-bye.